afternoon, everybody out there in regular people travel world.
Hey guys.
It's Alan.
And Brooke.
And we're coming at you today talking all about how to travel with babies.
Yes.
And children.
Yes.
We've only got one, but my God, he feels like 12.
Whew. It's hard.
Yeah. So we'll just jump right in. So we have traveled a lot with Tripp.
Yeah.
And thank God for it, because he is the absolute light of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason he's a light is because he is a little burning ball of nitroglycerin that never stops, and he is just like nitroglycerin, very volatile.
He's something. He is 1.5 and active, you guys. So, whew.
Does he have like Red Bull running through his veins?
He might, you guys.
Or crack or something?
It might be the Red Bull. I don't know what's happening.
If you people are putting crack in my child's water, I'm going to be really upset.
Oh, you're silly. Okay, so today we really want to come to you guys and just kind of talk about like tips and tricks that we've learned, but we also just want to give you guys some real life experiences. What have we done? Did it work? It didn't work. You know, if you're a new parent like we were, all we desperately wanted was, how do I do this with a baby? Like, how do I keep doing normal life but with a baby? So we just kind of want to give you guys a few stories that we had and things that we've experienced. So hopefully, if you're a new parent or this is your 5th baby, you can maybe find something a little extra and make it easier.
And we hope and pray that if you have better ideas than we do, which I'm sure you will, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Also, another thing I just want to tell everybody, if you have kids, be patient with yourself. Be kind on yourself. It's not easy being a parent. It's not easy being a parent and traveling. Vacations, as me and Alan have learned, it's just parenting in a different location. It's
like we're sitting here tonight. My goal for today was to have Tripp be a part of our video. However, his bedtime is 6:30 and he was in the bed at 7:15. And so, all that being said, traveling is a little bit more challenging, but it's so much more rewarding. So be patient with yourselves, be patient with your children, and please be nice to yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Good way to put it, babe. Okay, so we have gone a lot of different beaches with Tripp. We have gone to the beach with Tripp when he was an infant, where he wasn't even sitting up yet. We've gone to the beach with Tripp when he was sitting, and then we've gone to the beach with Tripp when he's walking around and moving. So those are all 3 different stages of the beaches, and it was 3 totally different experiences throughout the time that we had him.
Mm-hmm.
The very first trip we ever took outside of our house, outside of our hometown, was to the beach.
Myrtle Beach.
You guys, we took everything. We took the swing. We took the bassinet. We took everything.
We were in a 350 square foot hut, and we had a swing, a bassinet, a pack and play, 2 different.
We had the floor mat thingy.
Oh my God.
You guys, we didn't know any better. We didn't know what we would need in a new home. We just thought, well, if we use it at home, we're gonna need it here. So we packed a full size car, and we have a Suburban.
We drive a Suburban.
We have a big car. It was packed. Yeah.
But luckily, after that trip, we kind of realized that we didn't need all the stuff that we thought.
We really didn't.
You learn to adapt, and you learn to become flexible with your schedule and with the kind of protocols that you operate with your children.
Yeah.
So be a little bit resourceful and understand that you're going to be resourceful when you get there. So don't think you need to carry the kitchen sink with you. However, there are some super duper important things that you need to have with you.
Which are?
That's a wonderful question, Brooke. You're the one with the notes in front of you.
Okay, so I think what Alan's getting at is that when you go to the beach, okay, when you're on the actual sand and water, you need some important things. You need sunscreen. Babies need lots of sunscreen. Whether they're Tripp was really never in the sun, to be honest, until he was walking age. I caked him in sunscreen. Every ounce of his little body, sunscreen. You want a full body. I like the full body, long sleeves, and pants with a zip up a swimsuit and a hat. I wanted his entire body covered because, a covered baby is not a burnt baby, and a burnt baby is not a baby I want.
No, do not let that be a end all be all. Don't, you need to also have some sort of cover. So a lot of the beaches in South Carolina where we like to go do not allow the big 4-poster tents.
Yep.
So you need to have something that goes either over the baby, an umbrella, something that's directly over them, like one of the little sunshades. We'll have one we'll talk about in just a second, or the big 4-poster tent if you can have it.
Yeah, some sort of shade for you and the baby too. You know, something that's also important that we found is from, you know, infant to not sitting to walking is we needed something for him to lay in, sit on, something for him to be on. And he wasn't always comfortable laying flat on the sand. It wasn't comfortable, it's lumpy, it's hard. So when he was really little, we actually would bring his portable bathtub that we sat in the bathtub that kind of had the holes in it. And we would lay him on that. It propped him up enough. He could see, he could feel the wind. It was some, you know, there was
what Brooke
air.
won't tell you is it was my idea.
It was Alan's idea. I'll give it to him. I didn't think it would work at first. I will attest. Alan was right. But it had air coming through it, and it really worked for us. When he was older and he was sitting, we kind of had one of those, it's almost like a bumbo type booster seat. It was something that we had handed down to us. It worked. He wasn't quite sitting fully. He was kind of in that rocking stage. So he would sit right there. He would look, he would see. It was perfect. And we always kept those underneath the tent. And then of course, when he's walking, he was just, you know, running all around. But I think something as far as the beach is, you know, me as a mom, I first think, oh my gosh, we're gonna go to the beach and I'm gonna have pictures and he's gonna play in the sand and we can have that first water pick. It may not be like that. You know?
There's a good chance it won't be like that. You've got to remember there is water. This is a young child. Mm-hmm. Children don't even understand the difference between animation, like Disney World and Disney, and real life until they're about 4. So you got to think there is a wall of water rushing at this child. There's a sand underneath your feet of texture they've never felt.
Yeah.
There's the sun beating down on them and the wind is blowing right in their face. Totally new experience. Don't expect that you're going to go there and get this wonderful model pose picture of your child.
Yeah, and you may, and if you do, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you do,
but
wonderful.
Another thing to think in mind is if they love it when they're little, they may not love it when they're older. Tripp, when he was little, hated sand on his hands. He didn't like his hands being dirty. He was not about it. Now that he's older, he likes playing in the sand. Mm-hmm. You know, he does not like the water coming at him. It scares him. He may next year, you know, he'll be older then. You know, another thing is the wind. You know, we went to Florida to Anna Maria, and that was, it was super windy one day, and he was really little, and he didn't understand how to breathe when the wind was coming at him. So that was a big learning curve that we had never experienced. So give yourself grace. They may like it, you know, when they're 6 months old, and by the time a year comes, they may hate it. So it's okay. Just roll with the punches and let it be good.
So, and then the last thing that we want to talk about is ensure, something that almost nobody thinks about is ensure they have some sort of footwear. Sand gets hot.
Very hot. And
we as adults are kind of conditioned to a point where, you know, a little bit of heat really ain't gonna bother us. It's no more than a heated floor that we don't have or warm concrete outside. So make sure they got some footwear. That being said, we're gonna have a whole list down in the comments of all of the things that we like to bring with us to the beach, so it's not obtrusive, it's not too much, but it's also necessary.
Yes, absolutely. So another place we kind of wanted to talk about a little bit briefly was Disney World. We've gone to Disney World with Tripp one time.
Oh, where are my ears?
Oh no, I don't know where they are.
They're
hiding. So we have done it with him one time. When he went, he was 10 months old. He was not walking. I was still nursing him.
Which, by the way, those of you who aren't thinking this whole thing through, the absolute best time to take your child to Disney World is when they can't walk.
It may be an unpopular opinion, but it's a good one, you guys.
If they can't walk, they can't run away from you.
Yeah, they can't run away. They can't, you know.
And they sleep. All they know is the stroller. They sleep.
And they still have fun. So we really loved taking Tripp when he was really, really little. Like, it actually was one of the best trips we've taken.
And I am a tightwad, and the best possible thing about bringing a kid who can't walk at Disney World, kids under 3 are free.
They are. They don't need their own park pass. So that's really cool. But if you're going to Disney World, you know, if they're small enough, have a baby carrier. Especially if you're flying to Disney World like we did, and you may be driving, you know, having a baby carrier, a sling, something to have them attached to your body. You get through security easier, you get through the airport easier, and they may just want to be on you while you're walking around. A baby carrier is nice, your hands are still free. It kind of, you know, evens out the weight of their body against your body. You can always rent rent baby gear, rent a stroller, rent a pack and play, rent a slumber pod. Utilize those things. So if you are traveling really far to a destination, like Walt Disney for us, then you don't have to pack as much stuff. That's a great travel tip.
Now, something that you may see as a service offered through Disney that may or may not work for you is there is pack and play rentals and stroller rentals through Walt Disney World. We knew we didn't want to play with the strollers. So we rented a stroller from
Kingdom Strollers.
They
were amazing.
And we thought we were going to show up and we had rented a pack and play or put in a reservation because they're free, so you don't have to pay for them. And we got to our hotel room at about midnight, and there was no pack and play in there. Had to go up to the desk and find out there was no pack and play to be had. Luckily, about an hour and a half later, after he was already co-sleeping poorly with us, he doesn't co-sleep well, they phoned us up and said, hey, we've got one pack and play. We just found it. We just sanitized it. You guys want it? We said, of course. So if you don't want to chance it with Disney World, you can call.
We've never used it before, but in the future, it's called Rent for Babies. I have seen great things about them. If you guys have used them, please let us know in the comments because I am really excited to use them. They're all over. You can rent baby gear, toys, high chairs, stroller. They have everything, and I'm really am honestly excited because we're going to use them next year for Disney.
Do they have like a Rascal scooter?
I don't know, babe. Probably not.
I don't know if you guys know this about me. I've always wanted to ride a Rascal scooter through my life every day for no reason. I love the idea of Rascal scooters.
I think it just might be because you're lazy.
Probably.
It's okay.
Probably laziness.
It's okay. So yeah, those are random things in Disney World that are going to help you. Another thing in Disney World, and also for anything as a random tip, keep a beach towel with you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep a beach towel in your car when you're traveling. Keep a beach towel in your suitcase. They come in handy for a blanket.
Shout out to my dad. He always traveled with a beach towel, and I never knew why. And then my nephew got on a puking spree in my dad's new Suburban. He drove Suburban too. And he was able to sop up all of the puke every single time my nephew puked.
Yeah. Beach towels come in handy for all kinds of stuff.
Shout out, Dad.
All right, so the last place that we kind of just wanted to touch on is Atlanta. This is a different type of trip. So most of our beach trips we drove.
And really, this is more so for just any long car trip.
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
So most of our beach trips we drove. Our Disney trip we flew. We went to Atlanta and we drove, but we drove a little bit differently because we drove with another family.
Which, hot tip, the easiest travel hack for babies that you can have is travel with another family that has a baby.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier for 4 parents to do the work. Hold on. How did I say it? It was so Phyllis. Oh, it's easier for 4 parents to parent 2 than it is for 2 parents to parent 1.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice and you can swap babies and it's a new person and it's someone different. They listen to someone differently. You all know this when you have kids. So, we could kind of, pass trip to our friends. We would take their child. And then it was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Of course I want to eat that snack for you because you're not mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just fun. It gives them a companion to be with. It gives you other adults that if you're just having a moment and you're like, oh my gosh, they're both screaming. What do we do? And it's like, it's okay. You're parenting together.
Now, something that you're going to have to remember when you're traveling with another family is you have different protocols. You have different habits. You have different times. You have different
routines.
Yeah. So something you need to do is just be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient with the other family and be a little bit flexible. Now, are you going to make a toddler flexible? No. I would be, if you learn how to do that, write a book, let us know. We will co-fund with, we'll do a $10 donation to be a part owner in that book. That being said, make sure just to be flexible. Our friend's child, she went down a lot later than Tripp did.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up having some time at the end of the day, me and Brooke and our friends and their child. But he was a little bit more of a morning person. So in the mornings, it was a little different. And anyway, all that being said, be patient. They're not going to listen to the same Moana song that the other child listens to. They're not going to listen to the same Encanto song. They're all going to find a way to listen to Let It Go. I am so sick of hearing Let It Go. I am so sick of hearing the song Let It Go because it's been out long enough now. The novelty should have worn off.
I know, but to that new little 1-year-old, to them, it's like, I just heard this.
Okay, she freezes stuff around her. It's not.
Just let it go,
It's
babe.
impressive, but
Just let it go.
just use dry ice. You can accomplish the same thing.
I know, just let it go.
You can't be Mirabelle.
You guys.
I'm a big Encanto fan. That is a wonderful story of togetherness and family and love and loss and acceptance and tragedy, and it's an epic, is what it is. It's an epic. If you don't love Encanto, you need to reevaluate your choices because it's a wonderful film. It's a cinematic masterpiece.
It is. It's a favorite in our house.
We don't talk about.
Okay, easy now, buddy. Okay, so we have kind of talked about 3 different ways we travel: driving with a family, airplane. We really, you guys, we just want to be a source for not knowing, for a question. You know, like something that we just used at another trip is a slumber pod. If you've never used a slumber pod, check it out. We have, we'll link a link in the bio.
Wait a minute. Yeah, we're not going to tell you anything about it because we've already done it. There's a link in the bio talking about Brooke's personal review of the slumber pod.
Check it out. That's a great tip. Other random little things, you know, having great essentials in your diaper bag. You know, make sure you need what you need. One of my favorite things to pack in my diaper bag is the diaper changing mat. I love taking that anywhere because it keeps Tripp from not touching anything public in case it's dirty. You don't know what happens on changing tables. That's one of my favorite things. Like, it's just little stuff like that. We are going to give you guys a list of different things below: sound machines, diaper bags, anything and everything that you can think of that we love. And yeah, you'll find it there. There's just so much. I could go on and on for days.
But it's not so much that you're going to go into bankruptcy. You'll have to buy another car to haul it all. So, all that being said, please go out and travel with your children. Your children should be the most important thing in your life, and they are. He is in ours. Not it. He is in ours, and we are so proud to be able to go travel and make memories with Tripp. And we hope that you get to go make memories. And we hope that our tips have made your travel anything other than regular.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.